Yeah, I mean, I was definitely happy with our effort and our connectivity. I mean, obviously, they're a much different team with a couple guys that you mentioned in the lineup, and we expect to see them again at full strength, and we know that we have to continue to improve and get better. But tonight there was very little letdown when we potentially could have, as the score was in our favor, and I thought we continued to try to push to build the lead, and we really want to just keep working at it, improving and becoming more connected every possession that we can.
I mean, it's kind of tough to pinpoint one player. It was a pretty complete team effort tonight. Almost everybody except Jeremiah that touched the floor, got a basket. But Teddy Allen and Trayvon Scott, Teddy goes on for another double-double in the 30-point range. Now he's kind of making it habitual this season. Trayvon Scott coming off the bench, giving me 24 points and a whole bunch of other stats across the board. What allows this team to find this cohesion this year? We just heard Trey talk about it. They seem more connected this year. We're getting to the halfway point of the season. Yes, there's one more piece to come in, but it seems like every guy that's come in has had an impact almost immediately and hasn't disrupted anything. What's the key to that?
I think obviously everybody is really committed to winning. We're asking everybody to commit to the defensive end of the floor first, to play together, and you're going to be rewarded if you do those things. I think it's important to recognize that when you do have a team that has the depth that we do, that everybody has to sacrifice in some shape or form. So we definitely have some guys on our roster that could be, ready to play a significantly bigger role come Saturday, which could be important in the tight turnaround. But overall, they're just committed to trying to be our best, and that's all that you can ask.
Good. Well, your question just based on everything that went in, but Saturday, assuming Xavier Moon's ready to go and to play against Edmonton, what is going to be key? Because this guy is going to be, a very key part to your offense and defense. But what is it going to take to just make sure that he is able to kind of assimilate into the team dynamic here on the floor? I know he's been very well connected throughout his time in Russia, leading up to this point. But what do you need to do from a coaching perspective to ensure that you can get him in, find him in his spots and allow him to get in a rhythm here early as the team is rolling?
Well, I'm expecting I don't have to do very much, to be honest with you. But I think first and foremost, we have a great group of guys that are playing really well together as a group, and it was great that he could be here tonight. He was awesome on the bench in terms of supporting other people, and I think what has shown every time we've added a new guy to our group is the group has embraced that person and done everything that they can to make people comfortable. You guys had asked about Isaiah Osborne earlier. The group, again, is committed to winning, and when you add somebody new, that means that everybody has to have a bit of a part in terms of onboarding that person and that player and accepting them into the things that we want to do and try to help them, be comfortable. And, really, I think it's going to be a continued group effort of what it takes for us to be our best.
Coach, you had mentioned already about how they were missing two other better players tonight, but just again once again hold them to 81 points. Again, this is an offense which was led by Jalen before even Mitch got here, right? To hold him to 81, how pleased are you with just the effort on a night in which you guys were clicking so well offensively, the fact that you guys continued to back it up and play to your identity on defense?
Yeah, I think, again, we just talked about trying to not take any possessions off, and, we felt like if we could defend, we would get rewarded going the other direction. You can't say enough about the guys that they're missing, so obviously, that plays a big factor. But in terms of our commitment to trying to guard, House still had a massive night and caused a lot of problems for us, and I thought we did a pretty good job of moving on when he made tough shots and trying to move to the next possession and playing as a five-man group.
Just speaking of Jalen, obviously I know it's easy to look at the 42 points that he had tonight, but he's also the CBL's leading assist guy, and I think he finished with 5 tonight. Is that a number that maybe you could look at and say, okay, that maybe speaks a little bit to how well you talked about the connectivity? Is that a number that maybe represents just how well you guys were maybe defending the rest of the court, even if he was able to get his tonight?
Without watching the film, I guess it's hard for me to say. The assist number that I did like, I really liked our assist to turnover ratio, which continues to be an important barometer of our success when the ball is moving and we're taking care of it. We're capable of having big offensive nights. I'll have to watch the video before I critique the defense too much, probably.
Coach, what has your impression been of DJ Burns so far?
Yeah, again, he's another guy that's sort of been dropped into a challenging situation. I mean, you come in and you have a lot of new things to learn, and you're put into different spots and different positions. There's a lot of learning that goes into it. I mean, he had some great blue-collar possessions for us today. There was a couple of loose balls that he continued to work and come up with, and a couple offensive rebounds. And I mean, I think the impression for him is that there's still a lot of getting comfortable to do. He's an unbelievable person. I mean, I don't know if you guys have spent any time in the vicinity of him, but he's got so much energy and so much positivity and enthusiasm. So he's an unbelievable, just high character person that we're super excited to have as part of our group. You know, but we also know that there's a lot of untapped potential in terms of what he's going to be able to do to help the club.
Trayvon Scott was huge for you guys off the bench today. This is a guy who has started NBA games just a few months ago and has obviously been a huge player, but off the bench for you guys. As a coach, how do you handle a situation like that, or just kind of bring a guy in and kind of help him get used to that role?
Yeah, I mean, I think it certainly helps that Trey was here a year ago and that him and I had a good relationship. You know, so he has a pretty clear idea of kind of what our expectations are for him. I mean, I think he mentioned, you know, how we were really focused to try not take possessions off. I mean, he was a guy that was in the huddle and he was spearheading some of that conversation. I mean, he's a guy that we do ask to shoulder some leadership and lead by example. I heard you guys also ask about his three-point shooting. I mean, if you're here at 9 a.m. on a practice day when we practice at 11, he'll be on the court. He's been the first guy in the gym every day since he showed up in Winnipeg. He's spending a tremendous amount of time doing all of the things that go into having a night like he did tonight, and it's super nice to see him be rewarded, and we know that he's leading us in the right direction.